heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha, would like to thank all of you for writing in and commenting on our YouTube and Spotify channels and liking and sharing and subscribing to our channels. Today we have with us Chandrasekhar Sharma ji. Sir, a warm welcome to you.
My pleasure.
Pranam, sir. So, sir, what are we going to learn from you today, and from which classic are you going to teach us today?
See, it is all about Bhavartha Ratnakar because it has some gems about the how to understand the meaning of bhava or placement of planets in the bhava. And
Right.
like the old Amrut Manthan case, when sea was churned to get gems out of it, this is the way it is. And so, and even after churning, we got only 13 or some say 15. Gems. So same thing is in astrology also, because it is about 100,000 books. That is what we said, Laksham Vyakaranam Proktam, Chatur Laksham Jyotisham. So 400,000 books. And we are concentrating on how planets can behave in particular places. And then when we discuss, we try to find out what is the logic behind it. Because unless you understand the logic, it's really difficult to understand why planets sometimes behave in X fashion, sometimes in Y fashion. That is all based on their lordship of bhavas and their placements. So that is what the Bhavartha Ratnakar is about. And this is a small aphorism, which is easy at the same time very difficult to understand. And let's see why. So what is said is Ketu Tutya Samsthanam Yogadam Bhavati Dhruvam. That is Ketu, the south node of moon, placed in the third house, is grantor of boons. So he will give you good results in very short. Then he goes on to say, Bhagya apatyastha ketustu no shubho dosha avahet. Which means this ketu, if he is placed in the ninth house or in the fifth house, he is not auspicious. He has some afflictions, or rather afflictions attached to it, you can say, or some blemish attached to it, which does not mean he gives bad results. So one must take this in the right perspective. In Sanskrit, the explanation is a bit complex. Now the question is why? We know that Ketu is supposed to act like Mars. It is said, Manda Samarahu Kujavata Ketu. Kuja is son of the earth, that is Mars. And malefics in the third house are supposed to give good results. So that part we can understand. Though even there, he might not have younger siblings. I mean, immediately younger to him may not be a male. It could be, of course, a female. That is a tendency of Ketu. So that is okay. But now comes the problem. Why in ninth and in the fifth, or in the fifth rather, Ketu should not be auspicious? Isn't it?
Right.
Because we know from other sources that Rahu and Ketu give results of a bhava that they occupy, as if they are the bhava lord. So theoretically, they should give good results. One part. Second part is when we look at the Dashas also, or even other texts, we see that Rahu or Ketu alone in a trine or in a square give rise to Raja Yoga.
Right.
So what is the reason? That it's not auspicious. It has some blemish attached to it. So they are not saying it is malefic or it is bad. So what could it be? Now the first thing, we go with the fifth house, which is also house of the first progeny of a Jataka and progeny as such. Ketu is a giver. So perhaps if it is a male child or male fetus, it might not survive. So there could be, sort of
Miscarriage.
abortion or stillborn. But if it is a female, the child will survive, but might not be attached to the parent because it is giving up. So what will it give up? The child will give up the
Parents.
father, or the cocoon where he is, which is part of family.
Right.
Third part is Ketu is known to sometimes burst out. So the Jataka himself or herself could be somebody who would for a momentarily lose his temper, his or her temper. So this is dosha. But will there not be a Rajoga? Rajoga will still be there. So we should not confuse between the two things. We should take this in the right
So they're
spirit.
parallel. They are not,
Yeah.
and they coexist.
Yeah,
Both
it
dosha
is saying
and the
that
Raj
there
Yoga.
will be a blemish.
Yeah, the dosha and the
He is
Raj
not
Yoga
saying
will.
that he is going to give bad result. He is saying it will be blemish. Now that is generally missed.
Right.
What happens when he goes to the ninth house? As we know, it is also a Raja Yoga. In ninth house, Ketu is supposed to give generally good results, though normally it is not said to be so, but it will give good results because it is upholder of Dharma. It is known as the flag, but which flag? Flag which flies at the top of a temple.
Temple.
It is also called as Shikhi. Now, Shikhi means a tuft of hair that Brahmins used to wear, uh, and in those days, at least Brahmins were the knowledgeable people, and that was a symbol of knowledge and upholding of the ancient, values and orthodoxy also you can call it. But I would say upholding the whatever is the right religion, because religion I always think is in the meaning of upholding what is right, and that is the religion as far as Hindus are concerned. It is called dharma. That religion concept is not there in the Sanatan Dharma as we call it. These are the duties cast upon. That is fine. But being in the ninth, there is a possibility that her progeny may have similar problem to the one we get when it is the fifth bhava. And the Jataka might be preferring to remain away from the father, not as disrespect to the father. So there is a difference between Ketu in the fifth and Ketu in the ninth to that extent. And being Ketu, and that being house of duties, for some short period in the life of the Jataka, he might give up what he is following and he will come back to it. So this is the difference, and that is why it is dosha is there. The affliction, the blemish is there, not affliction. It is the blemish that is there. And though upholder of Dharma, upholder of orthodoxy, for some period in life of the Jataka, he might give it up, but return there only. It is like a flag, which flutters and then again becomes steady. So we can understand the iconography of why Ketu is called the Dhwaja or the Shikhi. Shikhi also is, till it is tied up, it is said that the knowledge is retained. Brahmins used to, untie it when they would take some vow to finish off somebody who is acting in a very, what do we call it? In a bad
Unorthodox
manner,
manner.
in a bad manner, not following his duties properly. And as great Chanakya, you
Yes.
know that
He did it
he
before. Yeah,
untied the knot and then say, "Okay, I'll get you down.
tied the
You
day.
are not taking care of your citizens. I'll see to it that I'll unseat you," and put somebody very small on that chair. He did it. So it is more symbolic because when it is tied, it doesn't flutter. So you understand. But that knot is sometimes untied. So these are imageries. And that is why the name of Ketu is also Dhwaja or Shikha. So this we have to understand. Otherwise, it doesn't look like that. It is only a shadow. There is no physical form to either Rahu or Ketu. So we have to understand. That is why this shloka is important. And it would still be a Raj Yoga. Don't worry about it. Because it is Doshapan does not mean it doesn't have Raj Yoga. It will still be there. He might give up his dharma for some time. As in the fifth house, he might sometimes uh, not understand what he has experienced, but it will be only for a short time because that is house of acquired knowledge. This is house of duties. So this is the great Ketu being talked about. Many people, I mean, when I was young, many times our friends used to say that Ketu doesn't give anything when he's in ninth. I said, no, no, no. Understand it properly. Raja Yoga is a different thing, but having Raja Yoga and for some time giving it up is a different thing. Like the great Harishchandra, you know, got into that ego trip of nobody like me, and then for some time he had to be away from his kingdom. He came back and is remembered here now. So that is Ketu. And so I always title this as shlokas which are not easily understood. So Anakalani we call it in Hindi.
A very beautiful, sir, analogies that you've given, and also very beautiful explanation to Ketu as such, and the reasoning behind it is also very beautiful. Thank you so much, sir, for
My pleasure.
pinpointing that the malefics, even in the 9 and 5, people need not worry about them. They are good to go with. Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates.
Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.